What's crackalackin' my dogs? Today I'm going to teach you how to make your amazing first game on Unity. This is basically just going to be like a normal video, but me trying to explain the code and trying to teach you something. It's going to be great. Today we're going to be making this amazing game. It's not fun. So first you obviously have to download Unity, like the Unity launcher. You have to go over to here. You have to add a version of Unity that you want to download. Then you press new. Then you name your thing. That's basically it. So when you figure out what you're gonna name your project, click on create, and it should create the project. Now before you do anything, like I hate people that go to window and then do 2x3. All right, this is like the most important thing ever. I don't understand why people don't use this. It's so useful. I hate people that don't use it. It's so dumb. So now that you've done that, you can right click on the viewport and you just start moving around. You can use WSD, you use your right click and mouse and to look around. It's great. So the place where you're gonna find objects and stuff like that, it's right here. It's in the hierarchy. It's there. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click on camera and make it solid color in the inspector, and I'm just gonna change the color into a nice color. So instead of it being a skybox, it's a good color. You don't have to do this, but I just like the look of it, so I'm just gonna pick your color and then let's go on our way. To create objects, you right click in the hierarchy and then you just go to 3D objects and then cube. Now that you've got your cube, you can move it around using the arrows on the viewport. You can just move it around. It's great. And if you don't have that, go up to tools and make sure to click the arrow things. Now every cube has a position, rotation, and scale. I'm gonna make the position 0, 0, 0, so it's perfectly in the middle of the area. Now you can also change the numbers and scale. Just play around with it. Like make a bigger cube, make a smaller cube, make a normal cube. Now I'm just gonna create a floor. So I'm gonna make the X and the Z 20, so it's perfectly just like in line for a floor. Then just move it down a little bit with the arrows and boom, look, you got a floor. It's a floor. Okay, now we need to set up materials. It's pretty easy. So go to project, right click, go create and create a new folder, call it mats or something like that, material. And okay, once you finish creating it, you right click inside the folder, do create and then materials. And what you can do with the materials, you can change the color. I'm gonna make it green because I want it to be the floor, but you can make it whatever color you want. Then you can drag that material from the project onto your object, and then it just makes it that color. Isn't that amazing? So now you actually need something in the game. So go to 3D object and sphere. Now you just have a sphere. It's so cool. It looks so realistic. Look at those graphics. Change the positions to 0, 0, 0, so it's perfectly in the middle of the map. Then click on this button called add component, and then just type in rigid body. So basically what this rigid body does, it just makes it has gravity. Whoa, look at that. That's epic. So you basically already peaked in Unity, so now you can just turn it off. Change the sizes to 0.5 for your sphere. Then right click on your sphere in the hierarchy and rename it to coin. Now you see where I'm going with it. Create a new material, call it coin, and then just make it yellow. That's what a coin color is. Actually, no, it could be silver. Shut up. Drag the material onto the coin, and there, look, you got it. Got a very round coin. Okay, now we're gonna do some amazing scripting. So create a new folder, call it scripts. Of course, it's what you call a script folder. You call it script. Inside the folder, right click, go to create, and C# script, and then just call it coins script. You know, it's gonna be put on the coin, so you gotta call it coin script. All right, I'm the master of names. Double click on the script and it should open up your editor for your scripts. And if that doesn't show up, then you're screwed. Now here comes the fun part, but not really. I'm gonna delete everything in between those two brackets because I don't really need them. So now I'm gonna create this thing called a function. And basically what a function is, it's a box. When you open it, it does whatever is inside of it. I don't know metaphors. It does stuff when you do stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna create this function called on mouse down. And basically what that does, on mouse down, it does something. Basically, whatever is between these brackets happens when you click on the object. Is that good enough? Then use the destroy function to destroy your object. So when you click on it, it gets rid of it, and that's the game. Then you can drag the script onto the actual sphere, and it just works. Then you can press play. And look, I know you can't see my cursor, but I just clicked on it, and now it's gone. It's perfect. This game is already a 10 out of 10. Now, if you create more, on the other hand, this is like a 10 times better game. Like now you can click on 4 spheres. It's great. Now this is just the basics of the game. So now I'm gonna go back into the code. Okay, so I'm gonna try to make a point system, but before we do that, I need to create text so you can display the thing. So go to UI and then text, and then it'll show up as that. It's pretty cool. If you didn't know, you can go into 2D by clicking that little button right there. Look at it. It's such a cute little button. Now just move it around, change the size, do everything. It's perfect. So this text thing is pretty straightforward. You change the font size, you change the text, and then you got it. So when you've done the text, create a new script and call it points. And this is just gonna basically when you click on a coin, it's just gonna give you. The reason I'm not doing it in the last script is because if I did it on the last script, the script would be on every single sphere, which I don't want because I don't want separate points for every single sphere. So I'm gonna have this thing as a handler of everything. Okay, I'm gonna create this thing called a float, and it's gonna basically be like the number of how many points you have. And to get the UI to work, you make sure you're using UnityEngine.ui, otherwise, text won't work on this. Then I'm gonna create a public text and call it points_t. So it's just points with a T at the end, so you know it's the text version of it. And to get the text to actually, do stuff, do points_t.text equals whatever you want to say before it. So I'm just gonna do points and then just do plus points, and then sure, it will show you the points at the end of the message. It's confusing. It is. You're just kind of dumb. Now that you've done that, go to your original script and just do public points and then whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to call it, something stupid. I'm actually just going to rename this to grab because you're basically just grabbing the script, and I really want to be informative, but it's a pretty dumb name, I know. So I'm just going to do grab.points and then just do plus and I'm done. Okay, now that you've done that, right click in the hierarchy and create this thing called an empty. Then you can drag the script onto it and rename it to whatever you want. I'm just going to do points because that makes sense. Now all you need to do is just drag the text into there, and then boom, you can control the text now, which is pretty epic. Make sure you also select your sphere and drag the empty into it, and boom, you got it. Wow, look, you can click on it and it gives you a point. Wow, that's amazing. To make this more like an actual mini game, make sure to change your drag on your sphere to like 2 or something. It just makes it so it falls slowly. I'm gonna make my drag 5, so the game is actually pretty easy. Okay, so the next thing you have to do is click on the floor and add a tag. So to add a tag, you have to click on the tag thing and click add tag. Then you click the plus button and you just call it whatever you want. I'm just gonna call it floor because that makes sense. And make sure you actually assign the tag to the floor. I've had so many mistakes of me just like not doing that and me spending hours trying to fix it. Okay, go back to your coin script and we're gonna add some new code. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna add this thing called onTriggerEnter, and that's why we had to make the tag. So when the coin hits the floor, it's gonna get rid of 1 point. That's basically what I'm gonna do. It's pretty easy. Okay, so once you got your function done, now the tags get into place. So you can do if other.tag equals whatever you want the tag. So whatever you name the floor tag to, do equals, and then in quotes, whatever it was, So now if it touches the floor, it gets rid of the points. It's perfect. Okay, so now we have something actually resembling a game, which is good. It's good. Okay, so now you have to create a new script. This is basically gonna spawn all the coins, and it's gonna complete the game. It's gonna make the game a game. To start off the script, I'm going to create a float, and it's gonna be called the delay, and that's basically gonna be how many coins spawn, like, per second. There's also gonna be a max delay, because it makes sense. Now you've most likely seen me use this in videos, but I just do delay plus equal 1 times time.delta time, and basically what that does, it pluses delay every second, so it's basically it's just a timer. Okay, so before I put stuff inside that if statement, I'm gonna have to create a new variable, and it's a game object, and that's basically just an object that you can do stuff with, and it's gonna be called coins. Damn it! But so I'm gonna use this function called instantiate, and what it does, it makes stuff happen. No, it creates an object, and it's pretty cool. Since the coins are going to be spawning in random positions, I'm going to actually have to figure out like what the actual coordinates are, so I'm just going to skip past this. So if your floor is at 0, 0, this should be the code that you can use, and it should be able to work. It basically just picks a random position, creates an object there, and then that happens. It does stuff. And just to make this game a little bit harder, max delay is going to get smaller and smaller, so the coins start spawning faster and faster. Okay, so it's done. So create a new empty. You just drag the thing down on the empty, and then just put in the object, like the sphere, and just do stuff. It's pretty cool. So if you follow my tutorial perfectly, this should be the game that you have. It's not very fun, and it's just boring, and it's not good, and you probably haven't followed the tutorial correctly, so you're gonna ask in the comments and you don't know what to do. Oh god.